Hey there guys, welcome to the episode of Rational Biohacker, and in today's episode I'll be reviewing one of my favourite brands in the air filtration scene, the HypoAllergenic Air. I'll be reviewing their $150 portable model called the Germ Defender, and I'll be reviewing their flagship model, the $750 Air Boomerang. And I'll be looking at the pros and cons of why I feel this is pretty decent technology compared to most air filters out there, and whether or not it's worth someone like me in the UK to buy these filters. Now, first of all, I'll be looking at the Germ Defender. This has been one of the few products that have featured twice in the Day Battery box, and it's pretty proprietary technology. Compared to conventional portable filters, it's certainly a lot lighter, which is good, and it doesn't require replacements. It's literally, it gathers up dust particles using their polar ion technology, which is quite complicated to explain, but it doesn't really require air going in compared to conventional HEPA air filters, which require a large amount of air going through a HEPA filter. This doesn't do that. This just sucks up the air using the polar ion technology and basically kills molds, germs, and viruses. And you can see at the back of this filter, you can see the collection of dust. It's been on for about 2 months straight, and yeah, you can see it's very effective. I find this is a really good filter for when I'm traveling, especially when you're going into rooms where you just don't, hotel rooms, where you just don't know how much mold you're going to have to deal with, or in small rooms, for example, toilets, and yeah, small rooms of about 100 square meters, this will cover that. Looking at some of the other pros, it's easily transportable compared to other small air filters. This has been by far the easiest to transport. There are no replacement parts. A lot of air filters require you to change the HEPA air filter every year or so. You're paying literally one-off $150, and you won't have to pay for any repairs or anything like that. And it's very easy to clean. It doesn't take very long. The cons are it's quite noisy. Then again, every sort of air filter is. If I just plug it in to demonstrate now. So yeah, it's a bit noisy, but it also is very energy efficient, using only 3 watts of energy. Compared to most conventional filters out there, it's pretty energy efficient, and it does come with an LED light, but that can be easily removed. So the LED light, for those of you looking for a filter to sleep on at night, even though I personally couldn't sleep with it because of the loud noise, some people will be able to. And you can remove the LED light if blue light does impact your sleep. It only comes with a 1-year warranty, which compared to other filter brands like IQL, which has 10 years, or Austin Air has 5 years, so that's a bit of a drawback. But again, a really good, innovative piece of kit for $150. As I said before on my blog post, that this brand frequently does do sales. So for Black Friday they had $50 off, so I managed to get this for $100, and they had $250 off their flagship model, the Boomerang. So potentially, if you're patient, you can get big savings with this brand. But bearing in mind, for people who are trying to import this from the UK, to import one of these will cost around $90 for shipping costs, and you'll have to pay additional taxation, of course, of import tax. So if you're going to want to buy these and you're living in the UK, you might as well order 3 or 4 of them to make up for that expensive shipping cost. Next up, I will be demonstrating the Boomerang. This is at $750, one of the priciest air filters on the market, but it covers 2,500 square meters, which is a huge amount for such a small unit. And compared to other flagships like the Austin Air or the IQ Air or the Air Doctor, it's a lot smaller, a lot lighter, only at 2.5 pounds. So this is incredibly light for a flagship, and yeah, it's pretty easy to replace the filter. 1 second. It costs around. It costs between $500 and $750, as I said before, and there's an additional filter that needs to be replaced every 2 years for around $150. So it comes in at about $75 a year to own one of these air filters. The technology is very proprietary. It's not a traditional HEPA filter. They combine UVG, ultraviolet germicidal irradiation, which is a disinfectant method that uses shortwave ultraviolet light to kill bacteria, mold, and retroviruses. And then they use the AHP-CO technology, which also kills mold, viruses, and VOCs. Does not require air to pass through its chamber in order to be effective, and it removes PCO-related concerns of incomplete oxidation and slow airflow rates. So it doesn't run at a CFM like the other conventional air purifiers on the market, like Austin Air, which runs at 250 CFM. This doesn't need that because of the technology it uses, and I recommend you spend some time on the HypoAllergenic Air blog, and where they'll explain how these technologies work. They're quite impressive in terms of readings. You see some reductions after 4 hours, for example. In one study showed a 60% reduction in mold toxins in the air from using one of these air purifiers. So it's pretty impressive stuff. There are some drawbacks to it though, and the one annoying caveat I have is the noise. They claim it's super silent on the website. I don't think that's true. I still think it's very loud, and you have blue light that you can see at night, which is very annoying to sleep next to. For most biohackers out there, we really care about the light in the room at night, and for a lot of people, sleeping next to this is just it's something that can't be done because of the huge amount of blue light that it emits and the noise as well. So it's not really sleep friendly. And another drawback is, of course, the 1 year warranty, which is still, you get about between 1 to 2 years of warranty, which is still lower than the conventional other brands like Austin Air and IQ Air. And the fact that the filter needs to be changed every year is pretty costly, which then you have to pay additional transportation fees and tax for that filter as well. But it's very good proprietary technology. It's nothing that we've seen in the UK. It's used by famous companies like NASA use this technology, and I really recommend reading up on it properly on the blog. One of the things I don't like about it is the poor build quality as well. I like the fact that it's small and can be easily transportable. It's one of the few flagship models out there which you can transport pretty easily, but the build quality is quite plasticky. For $750, I was expecting something a bit stronger, a bit more robust. But this cheap build quality makes it easier to change the filter. So yeah, all in all, for the amount of money I paid, I would like something a little bit more sturdy. But yeah, I find that altogether I think it's really good innovative technology. It definitely improves the air quality in the house. I use it every day in the kitchen, and I use the germ defenders all over the house. So I find this technology is quite efficient. Another good thing about the Air Boomerang is it's very energy efficient compared to the other leading brands. For example, I find Austin Air or IQ Air, they're using between 80 to 90 watts of energy. This one only uses 30 watts. So it's again more energy efficient, and of course the germ defender only uses 2 watts. So again, great energy efficiency, and easily transportable. If I was moving to a new country, for example, I would definitely take one of these air boomerangs with me and several of these germ defenders. All in all, I find it's It's impressive technology and something different from the traditional HEPA filter, which doesn't need to be changed as much as something like the molecule, for example, which needs to be changed every 6 months. So yeah, all in all, impressive. A little bit pricey at $750 for such a weak build of an item, but pretty impressive. If you have the money, I'll definitely go for it. It's worth the investment of something that's quite also small and compact, so it won't get in the way of things like some filters like the IQ Air, which is a huge filter that takes a lot of space and can be quite an eyesore, and other ones like the Austin Air, which again are quite big. This one is just quite small and can really fit in any sort of living environment or an environment like an art gallery, for example. It's got a nice sleek design compared to most filters out there. All in all, I think it's worth a shot if you have the money. If not, it's better to invest in something else like an Air Doctor or an Austin Air. Thank you for watching. I'll be reviewing some more air purifiers soon.